A war wound that doesn't leave a visual scar is still haunting the lives of many of our nation's troops and veterans. One organization is dedicated to the physical and emotional rehabilitation of veterans through a very unique way. News Center 1's Lewis Storch joins us live now with more. Lewis, good morning to you.
Well, good morning, Elizabeth. And you know, I've done some stories on fishing, and as you might be able to tell, I absolutely love fishing. I love taking my son out to go fishing. It's a great way to bond, and you know, I don't even have to catch anything. Don't get me wrong, it's always better when you do catch something, but fishing is just a great way to relax. It's a great way to relieve stress, but as I found out, it also can be used for therapy as well.
Project Healing Waters Fly Fishing is a nationally recognized nonprofit organization that is dedicated to the physical and emotional rehabilitation of disabled active military personnel and disabled veterans through fly fishing with both rods and flies they built. Each veteran partaking in this program is assigned by the VA hospital, and they're just about ready to go fishing.
They've finished building rods. They tied their own flies. We're ready to go fishing. And when they get through with this material, it's all theirs. When they get through, they've got about a $280 rod, and then they've got a $100 reel and line. So they end up with about $350 worth of equipment.
Healing Waters began as a way for soldiers to recover after returning home from war.
Project Healing Waters started in Bethesda, Maryland at the hospital when the first vets came back from overseas, Afghanistan and the Gulf. And they had a real tough time trying to get these guys involved in other things than themselves. So this doctor and this old captain from the Navy decided to get these veterans into fly fishing. And so what it's done, it's really turned them around.
Fishing is a great way to relax, and the most rewarding part is seeing how this program really helps all the brave men and women who fought so hard for our country.
If you look at the vets themselves, they'll come in here with problems. And the first couple of weeks, they're usually kind of withdrawn, and after about the third week, they start talking up, and the fourth week they're really getting with it. And these guys now are really hilarious to work with. And according to VA hospitals, all three of them, both here, and Fort Meade and Hot Springs, they've got great response back from all these guys. And some of them have even come back into the program to help us teach. So it's been really rewarding.
You know, Project Healing Waters it's such a cool program that goes on, guys, and they actually have 3 of these in the Black Hills area. They have one that takes place at the VA hospital, one at Fort Meade, and then the other one at the Outdoor West campus. And like I said, they're always looking for volunteers. So if this is something that interests you and you like to get in, help, and volunteer, you can contact any one of those 3 places, and they'll give you all the information on that. But it's really, really a great program. Now, well, good morning once again, guys, and we have a very special treat this morning. Look who joined me down here, Chief Meteorologist Bob Riggio.
Well, it's really, anytime you say fly fishing, I want to be close by. You know, Lewis, right. I want to be right there, buddy.
That's right. Well, thank you for getting up this early and coming down here. And Bob, I know we heard a little bit about the story I ran earlier, but it's called Project Healing Waters.
Let me tell you, that's what it's all about. That's what fly fishing to me is all about. It's just trout live in the most beautiful places in this country. Yeah. And just look where we're at right now. We got this running water. I mean, you hear the water bubbling down the creek. It's just very, very relaxing, and plus you got the scenery as well.
It's so relaxing. Yeah. Now, Bob, for fly fishing, I've done some fly fishing before. I have the gear. You can see the pole, but
you do. You look good.
Well, thank you.
This is the only thing I got. I got the hat.
No, you look
like
good.
The hat.
I love the hat. I love that. So, Bob, but fly fishing, there's so much little things that go into it. It's not just casting out here.
No. First of all, you want to know what the fish are eating. Yeah. You got to outthink the trout. Your brain is a little bit bigger than the brain of a trout. Trout's a little thing. So you want to outthink it. So you want to know what they're feeding off of. Okay. So I don't want to sound too technical, but what you would do is grab a rock. Okay. Like right here. All
right. So grab like one of this one.
Go get it. I'm not reaching my hand.
I got it, Bob. I got it.
Look at the bottom of the rock, and you can see all these little bugs underneath.
Yeah, guys, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a bunch of bugs on the bottom of this rock.
So you want to simulate your nymph, and we're doing nymph fishing because it's too cold for dry fly, but you want to simulate your nymph to look just like that because that's what they're feeding off.
Okay.
And then you want to read the water. It's called reading the water, and there's 4 things you want to look for, and I'll be real quick with that.
Okay.
You want to look for where the water's moving the fastest because that's where these little nymphs are floating downstream. You want to look for a quiet place because that's where the trout are going to be. It's going to be close to the current, but not as strong because the trout can't be out in the current very long because they'll lose up all their energy. So they're going to be close. They're looking for these little nymphs coming by. Then they're going to shoot out, grab one, come in.
Okay.
The third thing you want to look for is a place where the trout feels safe. Because, you know, you got these hawks flying over. They want to eat them. You got eagles and all this. So you want to look for like a rock. You know, the trout will be near a rock or under a rock, close to a rock because they feel safe there. And then you also want to look for a place where there's a lot of oxygen, usually downstream from a rough area of the water. That's how the oxygen gets in the water. So you come, you look at what they're eating. You put that on your rod. You look for a place and you say, you know, there should be a trout right over there. Based on everything, I'm going to lay this flyer right in that little, just like that. Yeah, you got it.
And then you just let
it go. If you catch one, basically, to me, you're done. You bring them in. You say, look at the size of this fish I got. And then you release them.
Oh, there's nothing like the feeling of it. You got that hit and you're bringing it. I love it, Bob. I love that feeling.
Yeah,
so
it's just the whole thing is very educational, and plus it's just a lot of fun. You're hunting for the fish, and that's what I like about fly fishing. You're hunting. You know, typically if you're on a bank, you throw out a worm with a bobber on it. You're letting the fish come to you. You're sitting there, you know, you're drinking a cool beverage. Fly fishing, you go to the fish.
All right. Well, Bob, thank you for coming out this morning. I tell you what, me and you, we need to go fly fishing.
We will do a lot of fly fishing.
All right, let's do it, Bob. Thank you.